everyone, welcome to So Lovely with Grace. If you're new here, I'm Grace. If you're returning, welcome back. It's finally cold here in Florida. I think I'm going to need 2 sips today. Yes. So today I'm going to show you so much that I've been doing. I've been working on embroidery and this dress. But first, I want to thank everyone for their thoughts and their comments and prayers for me, because I was definitely under the weather last week. For 2.5 days, I was not productive. I was not happy. So I needed a week off to recover and just be myself again. So what happened was, the temperature here, it's in Florida, you know, it's usually warm, and it was, you know, in the 80s, in the 70s, dipped to the 60s. Okay, we're getting cooler. Then it would go back to 80s. And then one night, all of a sudden, it went down to the 30s, and I woke up really sick. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to take care of me and nurse myself back, because, you know, your health is all you got, really. You got to take care of yourself like you're a Lamborghini. You know, if you own that Lamborghini, you vacuum it, you wax it, you take it in for service, you take care of it. Well, that's how I treat myself and my sewing machines, and of course my pets, number one. So anyways, enough of that. I just wanted to say thank you for all the great comments. I was sick enough to stay in bed and take care of myself. And you should do the same. At the first sign of illness, don't push it off. So today I'm going to talk about this vintage dress that I'm wearing with this Vogue Fabrics leopard pattern fabric. And it's McCall's 8501 90s vintage dress pattern. And I've made this one 3 times. So you know I love it. And guess what? I'm going to be making it a 4th time. Because the first 3 times are prints. And I have 1 print and Fanny's showing 2 prints, which I'll talk about. But the 4th one, I want to make in a solid. I want to make in a solid color. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm also going to be talking about, look at this cute little, I don't know, hot pad, coaster, turkey, in the hoop embroidery project, pickle pie design. I love pickle pie, and I'll show you how I made that one. And also, what am I doing with these gloves in my sewing room? Well, stay tuned for today's So Lovely tip. But first, we got to do the giveaway. So, there are 2 prizes for this giveaway. It's a 3D pumpkin made on the embroidery machine and these pumpkin earrings. These are freestanding lace projects that I made last time on my video, the Halloween video. I show you the easy peasy project to make these that you can do and be impressive and gift giving this year. I love these earrings. You can wear them at Thanksgiving with your apron or with your outfit, and you can put these on your Thanksgiving table. You can make a whole bunch of these, or you could just, you know, put it anywhere you want that you like in your home decor. So what was the question of the week last week? Well, the question was, are you sewing anything for yourself for Christmas? Yeah, I got quite a few people are, but mostly people are sewing for others, which I'm going to do too. But for me, you betcha, I'm definitely sewing something for myself for Christmas. And can you take a guess what? What could I possibly sew for myself for Christmas? Yeah, you guessed it, a Babylon leather bag. Oh my goodness, and it's not just any old bag. This is a limited edition Birkin that I'll be sewing up for myself, and that's all I want for Christmas, nothing else. In fact, Babylon Leather is going to gift me that as a Christmas present. So let's go to the wheel and spin for the lucky winner of these 2 pumpkin projects. So here's the spreadsheet where I entered all the people that responded. There was 43 entries. Good turnout this time. And this wheel, I picked these fall colors, like pumpkin colors, for the earrings and the 3D pumpkin. Good luck, everyone. I'm going to shuffle twice, as I always do. Once, twice, and here we go. Let's see who's going to win today. Oh, who's it going to be? Oh, looks like it's going to be... Marsha Kitzner, 8977. Congratulations, Marsha. Wow, Marsha, I'm so excited you won. You won this beautiful set. Please send me your contact information to solovely.with.grace@gmail.com as soon as possible so I can ship this out to you in time for Thanksgiving. Yeah, congratulations again, Marsha. And now I'm going to talk about this dress. This beautiful vintage McCall's dress that I've made, like I said, 3 times already, and I'm going to make it a 4th. Of course, what I always do first is model the dress for you, and that's what I intend to do. But it won't be outside. When I got up this morning, it was 30 degrees and frost on my sewing room, and I'm like, wow, it's just too cold to risk it. And this dress is very lightweight. It's a rayon. I love this from Vogue Fabrics, but it's very thin. So I'm going to model it for you inside with 2 bags. They're not Babylon leather bags. I made a bag maybe 15 years ago, sewed it up, and I did some detail on my embroidery machine and my sewing machine. And that's this bag right here. I have this in a previous video a couple years ago. I'll put the link to this bag below. And I embroidered that. It's urban threads, the tiger. Hey, notice the trend? I love cats and dogs and all kinds of animals, but I just love these cats. They're so exotic. And I added a little bling. And I used my sewing machine to sew a decorative stitch around the bag. This is marine vinyl. And I also embroidered this cat tag just for decorative, and as you can see some of the threads coming out. I'm going to have to re-stitch that. That's no problem. I still have metallic thread. And I made this. This is actually a so easy makeup bag that I enlarged and turned it into a handbag with handles. And I put the bag feet on. So I've been making bags for years before Babylon leather. Of course, that was a new experience with leather hand stitching. And also on the embroidery machine, I made this mirror to go with the bag years ago. I still have this pattern. And I embroidered this cat also on this. I didn't know if I wanted this or the oval. But yeah, I'll be modeling with this bag and also another bag because I just love bags. And this goes back decades. Decades. I've had this bag forever. And I couldn't believe it when I saw this fabric at Vogue Fabrics. Look at this leopard. This is a classic bag that I've had. It's by Nima. Let's see, let me show you here. Nima. And I got it at a store. I don't know if you ladies remember this place. Ganto's. High fashion store. I used to shop there all the time. It's one of my favorites. Stylish. They had gauchos and they had these wonderful dresses, stylish scarves. And I had this bag. I purchased it at Ganto's decades ago. It's a classic. It's in mint condition. And look at the jaguar. Perfect with this dress. So let's go inside and I'll give you a little mini fashion show. enjoyed that little fashion show. I have a lot of fun every time I show my makes, especially with some bags. Bags are a great accessory to elevate your look, and I just enjoy it. I wanted to show you this fabric, how much I have left. I have quite a bit. I could probably make a top with it, but look at these leopards, and it looks like a cheetah. I just noticed there's more than one type of cat here. Not sure, but I love it. The drape is wonderful. It's so soft. Now, I want you to make note there is a wrong side that's pretty distinctive, so you got to be careful sewing with this. But I think the dress worked out very well. And I want to show you another view. Well, actually, here are the views here with the cap sleeves and the sleeveless. I've only made views B and C with the cap sleeve in 2 different lengths. The view that I'm wearing today is view C, the cap sleeve with the knee length. And then I also made it in this cow print. It's a suede cow print, and I have a video on this too. I wear a cowboy hat with it. I got this suede cow print at Hobby Lobby, and I have a video with it, so you know, you got to check that out. I just changed Fanny into the first dress I made with this pattern. It's made out of this kind of rayon. It's called a Telio rayon. It has roses on it, and I do have a video on this. I made it a couple of years ago. I'll put the link in the description box below. And as you can see, this is the view that I'm wearing today with a different fabric. I just wanted to show it to you. So now we'll go to the cutting table and I'll show you the process of making this dress that I'm wearing. I've made this dress twice already, so this will be my third. I'm really excited because it's going to go quick. And I'm just pressing the pattern pieces. I have my iron on dry, not steam. I'm just going to press them. I do them face down to get a more accurate fit. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm really excited to begin this project. You know that feeling where you have a fabric that is just too beautiful to cut? Well, that's what I'm feeling right now. But I will handle with care, and I will give this the utmost respect it deserves. I cut out all the pieces except this last one. This is the neck facing. It has to be cut on the bias. But it really disturbs me because it's right smack in the middle of the fabric. I feel like I'm wasting it. Oh boy. But I have to do it. So the first step is to serge the hem at the bottom of the front piece and then turn it and top stitch. So I did serge it here, and what I'm going to do is press. I'm going to turn it under and press and then top stitch, and also on the tie. I started doing that here. I did serge it, now I'm turning it to press and top stitch. So I'm going to do that now. I made the pleat in the tie. I think it looks wonderful. And I completed the tie. Now the next step is to finish the drape here. So I'm going to serge all the way around, press under and top stitch here also. And then once I get the drape, I can attach the drape and the tie to the front of the dress. I finished the tie and the drape, and now I'm going to attach them both to the front of the dress. I also finished the cap sleeves. I did some serging. This fabric frays a lot, so I have to use a serger, and it's very lightweight. And then I turned it, pressed it, and then top stitched it. And this is what it looks like. If you can see the top stitching here. And so I'm really pleased with that. I sewed the side seams. I finished the hemline of the front pieces. And I also completed the neck facing. These are the steps here. That's the neck facing. And now I'm working on the casing. I'm following these lines here that I marked to put the elastic in. And that's here on this step, casing and elastic. So I'm supposed to sew all the way around and then feed the elastic in there. So I'm going to sew this with the single fold bias tape that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's the Sewology brand. It says $1.99, but it's always on sale for 99 cents. I use it all the time, and it's a good price. So that's what I'm going to do next. I completed the last step. I fed the elastic through the casing, and now all I have to do is sew this opening up, and I'm done with this dress. Now that's all there is to it, to this dress. Pick up the pattern. It's wonderful. It says here it's a 3-hour. It's going to take you longer than that, but I like this pattern. I like the designs. You got the cap sleeve, the sleeveless, the elastic at the waist, the tie, the drape. It's very dramatic and it's very simple. So if you get this pattern, pick it up and go for it. So now, what else have I been doing? Well, this was the Vogue fabrics that I got that I was in love with, and I've been cutting into that box of fabrics. I cut up Simplicity 1254. I have the pieces here. This is just a couple of them. There's a lot. And I cut that up. I'm waiting for a 28-inch separating zipper from Waywack because I could not find one to my liking. I wanted it to be metallic. I got the metallic gold. I did not want a plastic zipper with this coat. So I'm waiting for that. So I have it cut up, ready to go. I also cut into another Vogue fabrics, the tweed. Remember this? Blue tweed. And I'm going to make this coat right here, the one that the model's wearing, in this heavy tweed. And this one I think I'm going to work on next because there's no zipper and I can sew it up and there's no lining. So this should go pretty quick. So that's what else. And the last thing I was working on is this wonderful pickle pie design, this hot pad or coaster of a turkey since it is Thanksgiving. So what I want to do is show you the steps to make this on your embroidery machine. It'll go pretty quick and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to make this adorable hot pad. Look at this turkey, how cute. I'm making the 5-inch hot pad from Pickle Pie Designs, and I've already read the instructions and everything. And what I like to do is get everything organized here and prepared before I dive into the project. I got everything labeled. So the instructions for the 5-inch block say, you know, for fabric A, the main, it's 7x7, fabric B, fabric C, and the batting. And then also I have to have the fusible webbing, which I chose the Steam-A-Seam 2 because I'm going to fuse this to fabric B and this one to fabric C. It also calls for a fusible mesh cutaway. Now this is a mesh cutaway stabilizer, but I don't have a fusible, so I'll just use this basting adhesive. It's good for embroidery, spray and bond. I got this at Walmart. And then it tells us to use an 80 by 12 Microtex sharp needle. And that's the needle I'm going to use. Her instructions are phenomenal, very detailed. And if you follow them, your design will be flawless. This is the design, and it's going to be 17 steps. I already did the first step, which is the placement line for the batting. Now I could have used Insel Bright, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to use this regular batting. And I could fuse it, but I'm just going to hold it down and let it stitch. Follow all the instructions step by step. I did change the needle to the Microtex 8012, and I'm just going to go through each step here, and it's going to be an easy design. I completed the stitch down of the batting here, and now I'm going to stitch out the stippling design here, and then I'll change the thread to do the outline of the turkey feathers. Now during step 8, the satin stitch around the feathers, I got to check and rethread the upper thread. So I decided, which I already did and did it again, this error came up, so I decided I'm going to change the needle back to 7511. I changed the needle to a 7511, and now I'm going to have to move the needle back to where the problem started, which is here. So I'm going to go to the screen and I'm going to do the needle. So I'll go back. I have to press this and then look over there. So minus 10 stitches. Keep going, minus 10, minus 10, minus 10. And I think that looks pretty accurate. Maybe I'll do 3 more. And I think that's where we are. And then I'll resume the stitch out. So then I hit OK. And then bring down the needle, presser foot, and hit the green button. And resume the stitch out. That's what you got to do sometimes when you get errors. You got to find out where the error occurred. You can tell by looking at it. And I also slowed down the speed of my stitching. With embroidery, it's very sensitive. The needles, the speed, they all play a factor. I'm just going to pause for a minute here because I want to get that thread. I want to clip this thread out of the way. It's just bugging me. Pull that out and resume. And look, the 7511 needle is a lot better. She recommended the 8012, but sometimes it doesn't work for all the machines. And for my baby lock, for embroidery, depending on the design, the 7511 universal regular needle works 9 times out of 10. Sometimes I'll use an embroidery needle, but I don't need to. So I'm going to let this continue on. So the satin stitch around the feathers completed. I think it looks great. Now the next step is stitch out 9, and that is to create the feet. So I'm going to stitch the feet now. I just need to press the green button. That should stitch out pretty quick. One foot. Looks good. And now the second foot. Generally it would go quicker, but I did lower the speed of the stitch, so that's why it's taking a little while. Okay. Now I'm stitching the placement line for the turkey body fabric, and I'm going to put that down next. So I need to remove the adhesive webbing from the fabric. So I'm going to peel that back, and then this will stick down here, and then I'm going to stitch down the fabric and then trim away the fabric for the body. This satin stitch is stitching out much smoother with the new 7511 needle. It's looking good. We're at the last step, and that is to finish off the hot pad, and it's saying to refer to another document, the project coaster quilt block project guide, which I have here, and I need 2 pieces of fabric that I already cut. I'm going to fold this down 1 inch, press, and follow the steps here. Basically it's just placement in the hoop and then the last stitch out. So that's what I'm going to follow and show you the result. So for the last step, I have the 2 fabrics wrong side up, right side together on the front. We're going to have the final stitch. Then I'm going to trim around, poke out the corners and press, and this will be complete. This is the final stitch, and I'm just guiding it with my hands. Be careful. I don't think the tape is doing much to help, but I did slow the speed down. And once it stitches around, I'm going to cut off the fabric, trim away the excess, leave about a, I don't know, 1/4 inch, and then turn it and press it. Isn't this absolutely adorable for Thanksgiving? I love it. I've been making pickle pie designs for about a decade. I have an affiliate link below if you would like to order any of the designs. There's a big sale going on, and more sales probably for Black Friday. So now for today's So Lovely tip. What do I do with these gloves? Well, let's go to the cutting table and I'll show you what I use them for. I have a question for you guys. How do you safely replace your rotary cutter blade? Do you wear anything on your hands, or you do it with your bare hands? I've seen many YouTube videos and people changing these blades without any protection. Well, I won't do that. I use these cut resistant, okay, not cut proof, cut resistant gloves by this company. Let's see, they're called Embroidery. And this is a great pamphlet. It tells you how to wear them and use them and how to clean them and all kinds of applications here. You can use them in your sewing room, in the kitchen, in a woodworking shop, or anything like that. But like I said, it's cut resistant, it's not cut proof, but that's good enough for me. So I get these blades. These are my Alpha blades. They're extremely sharp, and there's no way with my bare hands I'm going to pick these up. Okay, I got a bunch here. I can grab them all. I feel safe. I'm very gentle with them. And you know how they have that oily film on them and they stick together? I don't know how anybody can pick these up with their bare hands, but I can't. So here's a blade that I want to replace. I'm going to put it on here because this is very dull. And I'm just going to feel comfortable doing this. Just take it apart like I always do and clean this off. It's really dusty. Whew. Here's the old blade. Put the new blade, pick it up simply, if I can just put it on, and I'm good to go. So yeah, that's what I use these gloves for. I can use them for cutting too if I want, and sometimes I do. But it's always to replace my blades. And there you go. Safe and sound. You know, you always want to lock your blades when you're not using them. But these gloves are amazing. So that's today's So Lovely tip. And finally, next week's giveaway. You guessed it, I'm giving away this cute little turkey for Thanksgiving. And I'll throw in a few other extras. And what are the rules of the giveaway? You need to be a resident of US or Canada, because that's where I ship to. You need to be a subscriber to my channel. Please thumbs up this video and answer the question of the week. And this week's question is, do you have children or grandchildren that sew? Put it in the comments. Please post your response by Monday, November 17th at midnight. I will respond with the word entered, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. Good luck! Now I have a question for you. Do you like the pattern giveaways? Do you like my craft giveaways? Do you like a mixture, random of both? Let me know, because I want to give away what you enjoy the most. So thank you again for a wonderful video with participation. You all give me great comments and participate, and it just makes me feel wonderful to know that I'm having an impact in your sewing hobby. So I hope you found this video informative and fun, and most of all, I hope you were so inspired.